Hi there. Real quick before we jump into the episode. If you enjoy this episode or any of the other episodes, be sure to give us a follow or subscribe. It would also be great if you shared it with a friend, or better yet, left a review so others can know how awesome it is. Thanks so much. And now, the episode.
Hey there, Press Starters, and welcome to the Press Start Leadership Podcast, the podcast about game-changing leadership, teaching you how to get the most out of your product and development team and become the leader you were meant to be. Leadership coaching and training for the international game industry professional. Now, let me introduce you to your host, the man, the myth, the legend, Christopher Mifsud.
Hey there, Press Starters, and welcome back to another awesome edition of the Press Start Leadership Podcast. On this week's episode, we'll be discussing the importance of a support system for entrepreneurs in the video game industry, how building strong industry relationships can boost resilience, growth, and long-term success. The video game industry is both thrilling and relentless. For entrepreneurs in this space, whether you're building an indie studio from scratch or launching a niche development service, the journey is rarely linear. You face creative, technical, financial, and emotional challenges in equal measure. The reality is that no matter how talented or driven you are, going it alone is a recipe for burnout and missed opportunities. A strong support system for entrepreneurs in the video game industry is not just a nice to have. It's a critical component of long-term success. This support can come in many forms: mentors, peer networks, advisors, collaborators, and even personal relationships that help you stay grounded. In this podcast, we'll explore why a support system matters so much for video game entrepreneurs, the forms it can take, and actionable steps for building and maintaining one that will help you navigate the chaos of game development and business ownership. Why a support system is essential for video game entrepreneurs. The romanticized idea of the lone creative genius doesn't hold up in the modern gaming ecosystem. The scope of projects, the speed of market changes, and the complexity of funding models mean you will inevitably face situations that require insights, skills, or emotional resilience you simply cannot supply on your own. Without a strong support network in the video game industry, entrepreneurs often fall into common traps. Isolation. Spending months or years without feedback from trusted peers can make it harder to spot mistakes or pivot when needed. Decision fatigue. Without someone to talk things through with, every choice feels heavier and riskier. Emotional burnout. The industry's ups and downs can erode your motivation if you don't have people to share the load. Missed opportunities. Connections often lead to publishing deals, collaborations, and investor introductions. Without a network, you limit your reach. On the flip side, when you have a strong support system, you get faster problem solving through shared experience, access to funding and partnership leads, a safe place to vent and process setbacks, more confidence in decision making, emotional stability during crunch periods or setbacks. The forms a support system can take. A support system for entrepreneurs in the video game industry can be made up of many different relationship types. The more diverse the network, the better equipped you are to face a wide variety of challenges. Mentors. Mentors are experienced professionals who have navigated similar challenges and can help you avoid common pitfalls. A mentor might guide you through publishing negotiations, production pipelines, or even team leadership struggles. Peer networks. Other entrepreneurs in the video game industry can provide mutual support because they understand the challenges firsthand. Peer networks are often where you find practical tips, emotional reassurance, and potential collaborators. Advisors. Advisors are subject matter experts you can consult on specific topics: marketing, monetization, funding, or legal matters. They may not be deeply involved in your business, but their specialized insights are invaluable. Creative collaborators. Sometimes your support comes from your own team or co-developers. Having people you trust creatively can make the work more enjoyable and reduce the isolation of leadership. Personal relationships. Friends, family, and loved ones provide emotional stability. They may not understand every nuance of your pitch deck or development cycle, but their encouragement and grounding influence matters. The specific challenges in game entrepreneurship that require support. Unlike some industries, video game entrepreneurship involves unique challenges that make a support system even more important. Volatility of the market. Trends shift fast. A mechanic or genre that is hot today may be relevant in 6 months. Having a network means you get early warnings and insights. Funding uncertainty. Pitching the publishers, courting investors, or running crowdfunding campaigns are all high-stress, high-stake endeavors. Mentors and peers who have been there can help refine your approach. Creative and technical integration. Game development demands collaboration between artists, designers, engineers, and producers. Balancing these perspectives is easier when you have trusted sounding boards. Leadership isolation. As the founder or lead, you carry the ultimate responsibility. A support system lets you share the emotional load, even if you can't share the final decision-making power. Actionable step number 1. Map your current support network. Before you can strengthen your support network, you need to know what you already have. Make a list with 3 columns. Professional support, mentors, advisors, peers in the industry. Creative support, collaborators, colleagues, industry friends. Personal support, family, close friends, trusted confidants. Identify where the gaps are. Do you lack an experienced mentor? Are you missing peers who can give you honest feedback? Knowing where you're thin helps you target your networking. Actionable step number 2. Actively seek out mentors. Finding a mentor is not about cold calling famous industry veterans. Start with people who have a track record in the type of games or business model you're pursuing. And here's some ways to connect. Attend industry events and conferences, such as GDC, Gamescom, PAX. Join mentorship programs run by trade groups or incubators. Ask peers for introductions to people they respect. Offer value in return, even if it's just helping them research something or sharing feedback on their projects. When reaching out, be specific. Instead of, will you mentor me? Try, I admire your work on insert project, and I'm navigating a similar challenge. Could we have a 20-minute call to discuss your approach? Actionable step number 3, join peer communities. A peer network can be the most consistently active part of your support system. Look for Slack or Discord communities for game developers, local game dev meetups or co-working groups, online forums for niche genres or technologies you work with. Be an active participant, not just a passive observer. Share your own challenges, but also help others solve theirs. This builds mutual trust and ensures your network will be there when you need it. Actionable step number 4, build relationships before you need them. The worst time to start networking is when you're in a crisis. Instead, think of your support system like planting a garden. You nurture relationships consistently so that when you need help, you already have trust and rapport. Tips for relationship building. Send occasional updates about your progress to your contacts. Congratulate people on their launches and career milestones. Share useful articles, tools, or opportunities. Check in without an agenda. This creates goodwill and keeps the connections warm. Actionable step number 5, diversify your support. Don't rely entirely on one type of relationship. A single mentor can be invaluable, but if they're unavailable during a critical decision point, you'll be stuck. Likewise, peers may be supportive emotionally but lack technical or business experience. Your support system should ideally include at least one seasoned mentor, a peer group you connect with regularly, access to specialist advisors, marketing, legal, tech, a small group of personal relationships who keep you grounded. Actionable step number 6, give as much as you take. Strong support systems are built on reciprocity. The more you give, the more people will want to help you in return. Some ways to give back. Share your knowledge and resources. Connect people who could help each other. Volunteer to review pitches, prototypes, or portfolios. Offer emotional support during someone else's crunch period. When your relationships are balanced, they last longer and feel authentic. Actionable step number 7, leverage industry events strategically. Industry events like GDC, Gamescom, Tokyo Game Show, and Indiecade are prime opportunities to expand your support network in the video game industry. But attending without a plan is like wandering into a massive open world map without quests, overwhelming and inefficient. To make the most of events, pre-schedule meetings, use matchmaking tools like Meet the Match or conference apps to connect before you arrive. Set specific goals. For example, meet 3 potential mentors, connect with 5 publishers, or find 2 experienced developers willing to share technical advice. Follow up quickly. Send a personal thank you email or message within 48 hours of meeting someone. The goal is not to collect business cards. The goal is to start conversations that lead to lasting relationships. Actionable step number 8. Use online platforms to fill the gaps. If travel is not possible, there are still countless ways to find and connect with mentors, peers, and advisors online. The COVID era accelerated the growth of virtual networking spaces for the game industry, and they remain valuable. Some high-value online spaces. Discord servers for developers. Many genres, engines, and industry roles have dedicated servers. LinkedIn groups. Search for game developer, indie game, or game industry entrepreneur groups. Twitter/X and Blue Sky networking. Participate in industry hashtag conversations like game dev or indie dev. The advantage of online spaces is that they can connect you with people globally who might never meet in person. Actual step number 9. Be honest about your needs. One of the biggest barriers to creating a functional support system is pride. Many entrepreneurs in the video game industry feel that they must appear as if they have everything under control. The truth is, people are more willing to help you when you're clear about what you're facing. For example, instead of saying things are fine, say, we're struggling with marketing and I'd love to talk to someone with publishing experience. Instead of saying, we're looking for funding, say, we're preparing a pitch for co-development deal and need advice on what publishers expect right now. Being specific helps your network know how they can step in. Vague updates rarely lead to concrete offers of support. Actionable step number 10. Create a regular check-in ritual. Support systems are not just for crisis moments. They are most effective when they're maintained during good times too. Create a recurring check-in rhythm with your closest industry contacts. Examples: a monthly virtual coffee with a mentor, bi-weekly peer mastermind session, a quarterly review with your advisory group. These check-ins keep your support network engaged and updated. They make it easier to bring people into the loop when something urgent happens. How a support system can prevent burnout. The video game industry is notorious for its high-pressure work environments. Long hours, shifting deadlines, and financial uncertainty can push even the most resilient entrepreneur toward burnout. A strong support system helps prevent burnout in several ways. An emotional outlet. Being able to vent frustrations in a safe space prevents bottled up stress from escalating. Perspective shift. Talking to people who have weathered similar challenges can help you see problems as temporary and solvable. Workload relief. Peer networks can recommend reliable contractors or services that take tasks off your plate. Encouragement. Sometimes all you need to keep going is someone reminding you why you started. Burnout is not just an individual issue. It impacts your leadership, your team, and the quality of your projects. A healthy support system is one of the best preventative measures. Maintaining long-term relationships. Building a support system is one thing. Keeping it strong over years is another. Here are ways to maintain these valuable connections. Express appreciation. Don't only reach out when you need help. Thank people for their time and guidance regularly. Offer updates. Let your network know how their advice and help impacted your work. Share opportunities. Send relevant job postings, funding announcements, or tool recommendations. Be consistent. Drop a quick thinking of you message even during busy times. Relationships fade when they are only activated in emergencies. Consistency is the foundation of trust. Building your support system. A 6-month plan. If you're unsure where to start, here's a simple timeline. Months 1 to 2. Map your current network and identify gaps. Month 2 to 3. Reach out to at least 2 potential mentors and join 1 new peer group. Month 3 to 4. Schedule monthly or bi-monthly check-ins with your closest contacts. Month 4 to 5. Offer value back to your network introductions, feedback, and resources. Month 5 to 6. Evaluate what's working. Double down on the relationships providing the most impact. The long-term payoff of a support system. When you invest in building and maintaining a support system for entrepreneurs in the video game industry, you're not just networking. You're creating a safety net, a sounding board, and a source of strategic advantage. Long-term benefits include better decision-making from diverse perspectives, reduced isolation and emotional strain, access to opportunities you wouldn't find alone, increased resilience in times of crisis, and a greater sense of purpose and belonging in the industry. Some final thoughts. The video game industry will test your limits as an entrepreneur. Markets shift, funding falls through, and projects pivot unexpectedly. The difference between those who burn out and those who adapt often comes down to the strength of their support network. If you don't yet have a solid support system as a video game entrepreneur, start small. Reach out to one peer. Ask one mentor for a short call. Join one new online community. Over time, these steps compound into a web of relationships that will carry you through the highs and lows of the industry. You may be the visionary behind your studio, but you do not need to walk the path alone. All right, and that's this week's episode of the Press Start Leadership Podcast. Thanks for listening, and as always, thanks for being awesome.
Oh, hi. And the episode's over, but thanks for sticking around till the end. Be sure to check out more episodes in the playlist and new episodes every week on Monday. Follow or subscribe so you never miss an episode. Don't forget to leave a review. Thanks again for being awesome.